Good afternoon, everybody. Hope everybody's doing good. Couple announcements before we get started with our presenters. So if you look at our schedule that I sent out last week in email, we do have an e-board meeting next Wednesday. So whoever's not on the e-board, there is a meeting for you next week. So enjoy the break. Then we'll be back next week, and then we have our spring break, so we'll be meeting the 16th, I believe it is. So with that being said, we're also still having our t-shirt sales. So fill out your form to get your t-shirt to bring out the class. And now I'm going to turn it over to our speakers. We have Chris Borks, who's the marketing manager from Untracht Early. We have Andrea Calafatis, sorry if I didn't say your name right, HR recruiting coordinator, and Christina Wilson, who's the HR manager. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and then you guys can share the screen.
Great, thank you so much. Can everyone hear me okay? Great. All right. So we are Untracht Early. It is so nice to meet everyone here virtually. Like it was said, my name is Christiana Wilson. I am the HR manager here at Untracht Early. We also have Andrea Calafatis and Chris Borkus with us as well. And I am not sure if it would be possible to make Chris Borkus the host so we can share our presentation today. So I'll pass it over to Andrea Calafatis if she would like to introduce herself, and then Chris, you could do the same.
Hi, everyone. It's such a pleasure to be here today. Thank you for having us come virtually. My name is Andrea Calafatis. I'm the HR recruiting coordinator at Untracht Early. I assist on all of our recruiting efforts, and I work out of the New York City office.
How's everybody doing? I'm Chris Borkus. I'm the marketing manager for Untracht Early, and looking forward to just talking to everybody and hopefully be able to help out in setting up your LinkedIn profiles and getting to learn a little bit more about learn more about what you're looking for to get out of LinkedIn. And yeah, I'm actually based out of Colorado, even though we are in New Jersey, New York, and Florida.
Great, thank you both. So we are going to, the way it's going to work today, we are going to give you a little bit of insight into Untracht Early, who we are. And then Chris will be going over, like he said, your LinkedIn profile, revamping it and showing you some tips and tricks. So just to kind of start off, show of hands, who here has heard of Untracht Early? Okay. Great. I see a few hands here, so that is great. Hopefully by the end of the presentation, everyone will be raising their hands. And before we get going, we want this to be as interactive as possible. This is for you. We are here to help you and answer all of your questions. So please, Chris is actually going to be sharing his screen. So if you do have any questions throughout the presentation, please feel free to direct message either myself or Andrea, and we will get your questions answered.
Great.
Everyone see that?
Yes, you can.
All right, cool.
You can hit the next slide, Chris, please. One more, I think. Yep, history. Perfect. So I will kick us off, kind of give you guys a little bit background about Untracht Early. So we are a mid-sized public accounting firm. Like Chris mentioned, based out of Loran Park, New Jersey, New York near Bryant Park area, and Orlando, Florida. We were founded in 1993 by David Untracht, Tracy Early, who are still our managing partners here with us today. We are a very organically growing firm. We first started out with about 3 to 4 employees, and we have around 160 employees now across all of our office locations. We have 13 partners and 155 employees. So a big question Christiana and I always get asked when meeting with candidates is, what do you look for within a candidate? And we always like to kind of go back to our guiding principles of teamwork, passion, pride, integrity, and respect. This is just something we encourage our professionals to abide by, come to work each day, and kind of follow these guiding principles. Actually, the firm also nominates a team member each year on who really shows each of these principles on a day-to-day basis.
Great. So now we're going to talk about the services that Untracht Early provides. So as you can see here, we have a variety of services as well as states in which we do business. So kind of to break it down, our assurance group. So they provide work such as audits, compilations, reviews, things along those lines. Then we have two tax practices. So we have an individual tax group and we have our business group. So our business tax does planning and advisory services, state and local tax returns, international tax, things along those lines. And then we jump to our individual tax group, which handle our income tax returns, trust and estates, foundations, gift tax returns, things along those lines. So we have a variety of services. Our outsourced accounting, so core bookkeeping, tasks and responsibilities, daily accounting, administration, things along those lines. So as you can see here at Untracht Early, we offer a wide variety of services. And what's nice is, of course, you can specialize. We have candidates who know they want to do business tax or know they want to do assurance work. But we also have roles where you could do a little bit of everything, which is really nice. And we'll get into that a little later. But those are our practice areas. And as you can see from the map on the screen, those are the states in which we do business. Great. So we are going to get into just some of the benefits that Untracht Early provides its employees. So kind of to focus in on health and well-being, the firm does offer a variety of healthcare coverage for its full-time employees. That also includes supplemental disability coverage, 401k with a matching contribution, maternity, paternity leave. Something our employees love is next on the list, our generous paid time off policy. So of course, in accounting, there's peaks, there's valleys, and the firm really wants to ensure that you have that work-life balance. So they offer a very generous paid time off policy, so you can spend time with your friends and family. Another thing in addition to that, we do have summer hours. So the firm gives us 39 hours of summer paid time off to use between Memorial and Labor Day on Fridays. So what's nice is, you know, for me personally, if it's a nice day out on a Friday, I'm taking some summer PTO. It's very flexible and it's really how you choose to use it. And of course, flexibility, as I mentioned previously, even throughout this slide, the firm is extremely flexible and wants that work-life balance. So we do offer a variety of flexible work schedules. With this, I think, actually with everything, I think at the firm, communication is key. Transparency is key. If there is anything our employees need, we just ask that you come to a member of the HR team and we work with you. But flexible schedules is definitely one of those things that the firm offers. And now, Andrea, I'll pass it to you.
Perfect. So kind of just to jump in about our firm culture, to start off, dress for your day, kind of the way it says is the way it goes here. So of course, if you are meeting with a client or meeting with your manager, you want to dress business professional. Obviously times are a little bit different right now, but when you're on video still, we do want to make sure our professionals are looking to a T. Of course, if you have a more lax day, you can dress, you know, however you wish. Holiday parties. In the past, we've always taken advantage of our holiday parties, but even through these tough times, we have not stopped. Our managing partners and our HR team has worked really hard this past December on putting together virtual holiday parties. So some of the things we did were a cooking class, wine tasting, cocktail making, a workout class, and a game night. We kind of made it a variety for everybody at the firm to kind of just pick what that interested them. So, and what's really great about it was that everybody could kind of do what they wanted to do. It wasn't based off of your department. So somebody from the assurance group could be doing cocktail making with someone from family office. So it was really great to kind of just mix everyone together, even through these tough times. Post busy season team building events. Each department kind of puts on an event after busy season, kind of to say thank you so much for your hard work. In the past, we've done pancakes with the partners, where after busy season, the partners would bring in food, just to say thank you, and re-energize them, and get them that condolences. So it's really great. Next, we have spirit events. Pretty much whatever could be celebrated throughout the year, Untracht Early likes to celebrate. So we just did a pool for Super Bowl, which was really fun. Valentine's Day was just a few weeks ago, and everybody got to kind of pick a little goodie of what they wanted sent to their home. It could be a box of cookies or a little wine tasting kit. It was kind of just, a little something nice, especially now, it being the midst of busy season. So then we have our buddy and coaching program. So when you're an intern, you are assigned a buddy throughout the entire internship process, kind of just to be there as your right-hand person to go to, whether it's questions on a project you're doing or a question on your long-term goal that you want to do. We understand that going into an internship experience, it's very uncomfortable, as well as being a new hire at the firm. You will be assigned a coach. So again, understand that it's a new environment. You don't know who to ask questions. This kind of takes that away for you and just gives you someone an immediate contact that you can go to get your questions answered. Next, we have our town hall meetings. So we'd like to have these virtually every month now, just to kind of get your questions answered by the managing partner. And it's also really nice just to get everyone together again on one big Zoom, see some faces that you don't usually get to see. But it's really nice to have them every month, just to keep up with everybody's questions and get them answered. Last but not least, we are very involved in community service. We do a ton throughout the year. And what's nice about it, it's sometimes we get to be involved in new community service events. So we are very passionate in if one of our professionals come to us and they are very passionate about an organization or an event that they are really wanting us to get involved with, we do that. So, it's really just for everybody to come together at the firm and support one another.
Great. So now just some things to touch upon regarding benefits in addition to the firm. So we do offer competitive salaries with discretionary bonuses for all of our campus hires. So if you are an entry-level hire from campus, the firm will, once you pass all 4 parts, will reimburse you for one of each of the parts. Also, you get a CPA exam bonus, which is really nice if you pass within your first and second year. And the firm also does pay for your first set of Becker's study materials. So once an offer letter is signed, you are entitled to use Becker and start studying. So those are really great perks that the firm offers that you can really utilize right away once an offer letter is signed. As Andrea mentioned, we do have a coaching and buddy program. So with that, we do have an annual review process and require frequent feedback. So that's where your coach and buddy comes in to kind of look at what are my goals? How did I do on this engagement? And what can I do to improve? Feedback is so important because that's what's going to help you grow and get to that next level. And as a firm, I will say we are very good at giving continuous feedback. And it's up to the employees to request it. So it's up to you to get that feedback and to grow and to learn within the firm. With growing and learning, the firm offers a ton of trainings to its employees. I know myself and Andrea, I think we had a 4 or 5 hour training today. So the firm offers a ton of training, whether it's technical training, soft skills training, internal training with your given department. There are tons of opportunities to learn here at the firm. The firm also does require pre-approval, but we do have tuition reimbursement policies if you are looking to go back to school. And we also, as I mentioned, we pay for the dues and fees that come along with your CPA certification. So these are just some of the perks of working at Untracht Early. So now I am going to pass it over to our marketing manager, Chris Borges, to walk you through LinkedIn.
Thanks, Christiana. So when we had this discussion, it was asked to provide you all some information on LinkedIn. So I'm just curious. I think most of you have handshake profiles as part of your agreement or request at the school. How many of you have LinkedIn profiles already? Most of you, some of you, a few. Okay, so quite a few here. Cool. So I'm going to go through just a few high-level pieces on how you can work to create your LinkedIn profile if you don't have one already. It seems like quite a few have a LinkedIn profile already, so we'll kind of just briefly touch on that. We'll talk about optimizing your profile in order to find and land the job that you're looking for after college or graduation, and then how you can leverage LinkedIn to grow your network as well. So first, let's create that LinkedIn profile. There's a few tips here. A professional photo. Here, so let me change the screens that I'm sharing here. So we're going to switch them up. We're going to have just so we can walk through it on an actual profile and see what it's like. You go on a professional photo, headshot of you. Try not to crop anybody else out of the photo. Just have a clear, clean photo so you can see, people can see who they're going to be speaking with. Add a background to your profile. By adding a background to your profile, it adds some depth and personality on who you are. And you can actually use it to highlight the skills that you have and the skill set that you have. Right now, I just have a background up that represents the organization Untracht Early that I work for. Make your link personal. So this is actually a really cool feature. I don't know if you use it, but if you go up here on the top right underneath your little headshot in the navigation, it goes to edit profile and settings. So right here, this little pencil, you want to change it. It's always recommended to use your name on your LinkedIn profile. So it's easier for those that are trying to find you. Say someone recommends you to somebody they know. If they search your name, they're more likely to find you if your name is in your URL. You can go ahead and save that. And then some other interesting features. Right now, this is what my profile kind of looks to the outside world if you're not logged into LinkedIn. But there's all these features over here that you can like kind of slide on and off. And they give you a good example. So if I wanted to show my current experience, this will actually update and show my current experience here. So you can kind of just mess around with this in this section on your LinkedIn profile, and it just gives you some more of that depth. So when it comes to headlines, you want to try to have an engaging headline on your profile, and that's typically just right here. Typically, most people use their job titles. say marketing manager. For me, I focus more on creative and digital aspects of marketing. So that's why I added those keywords to my headline. And when people are searching for you, that actually shows up under your name in the search results. So if you're looking for a job, whether it's in tax, assurance, family office, you might want to mention that in your headline because that's the first thing that's going to show up. The next area on your profile you want to focus in on is the about section and kind of populate that with who you are, what you're looking for. Typically, I've seen like I'm looking for this type of opportunity. These are the skill sets I have. These are the things that I know so far. And along those lines, try to tell a story about yourself in that area because that's the first thing that people are going to see when they come to your profile. So the next thing you want to focus in on when creating your profile, showcase your talents, highlight the things that you're good at, highlight those accomplishments that you have. Do you have 150 credits already? Are you making the dean's list? Are you in the accounting society? Are there other organizations that you're a part of? Do you volunteer anywhere? Those are good things to add to your profile. And then some other things to take a look at are, as you scroll down the profile, you can actually alternate the way that these are ordered as well. This is just how I have mine ordered. Licenses and certifications, if you have any of those are good to add. Volunteer experience is great to add as well. But then I was just going to focus in on the skills section here. These are some of the keywords or key features that you have about yourself. Make sure you add those into your profile that are relevant, because if you have recruiters or if you're searching for a job or HR departments looking for professionals, these are some of the words that will align with what they're looking for. And it'll kind of line up your page with the keywords that they're looking for in their search results. So it's good to have those. A new thing that LinkedIn released is something called skills assessments, which you can see. I took one here for search engine optimization. And if you meet a certain percentage of that group or certain thresholds, you get that badge or icon added to your profile. And it apparently makes profiles 30% more visible for people looking for professionals. So that's something to take a consideration in doing as well. And then just giving and asking for recommendations. That could be from colleagues, college colleagues, professors, mentors, things like that. It's a good place to ask for references. All right, so now you've made your profile, you're all set up, ready to go. Now you want to optimize your profile to try to find the job opportunity that you want when you graduate college. Our recommendation is to take a look at job descriptions that are out there in the world. LinkedIn has a ton of them. We have this section here on our website that you can go to. It's just linkedin.com. It's actually through LinkedIn, but career site /Untracht Early. You can see it at the top here, but we list all of our job listings that are currently available at our firms and locations. One thing you want to do, so say you're graduating, you have 150, you're coming to that anticipated graduation date, you want an entry-level staff accountant role. So you open up that job description. A thing to take a look at, you can read about the job, learn about the different things that are offered at each of the things that each company will offer to you for working at their places of business. But take a look at the summary, the skills and responsibilities and the experience. Look at some of the words that are utilized there and try to incorporate those into your profile. If they're in your profile and then they're in the job description, it serves two purposes. You're able to match your profile up to that job. And from your perspective, when you're searching, LinkedIn will show you results that match more closely to what you're looking for. And then those people that are looking to hire professionals, your profile will most likely show up at a higher place on those search results if it's optimized to those keywords and key skills and experience preferences. Does that make sense to everybody? With any questions? I know I've been going on for a couple slides here for quite a few minutes, but if there are any questions, feel free to raise your hand or shout them out. We're happy to answer as we go along here.
Chris, just to jump in, I apologize. One
go for it.
question. When you were talking about in the beginning, just setting up the profile and how oh my gosh, we typically put our titles. Is there anything you've seen for someone looking for a job, or like would they put
So I've seen that as well from what you're asking, Christiana. Like people have said like, I've seen like anticipated graduation or graduating spring of 2020, like, or accounting major spring 2020 or something like that.
Great.
Another feature that I was going to touch on, thank you for asking, Christiana, is something that LinkedIn does provide, which can be beneficial to you all as well, is there's this open to button. If you're on your profile right underneath your name, if you click on it, the first one that shows up is finding a new job. So if you click on that, it auto populates. Like, so right now, like I was saying, trying to optimize your profile with keywords and key skills that you have. This is auto populating based on my current location, the type of work that I'm doing, the job title that I currently have. It's kind of matching it with other similar job titles that I have. It's kind of populating it for you, but you can actually uncheck these and add in other things that you're looking for. You can determine if you want to be hired right away, or if you're flexible, you're just kind of taking a look, trying to see if there's anything out there, and the type of work that you're looking for. So if you are still in school and it might be 2 years from now and you're like, I don't need LinkedIn, why not put one up and try to get that internship to help set you on a path that's that's more prepared to get to those next steps in your career. And then just this last feature, if you click the down arrow here on the right, you can change it so it just says recruiters only. So if there's somebody with a recruiting profile, they'll see that you're looking for work, or you can tell all LinkedIn members. And I don't know if anyone has seen that on LinkedIn. It's kind of hard to, let me see if I can zoom in here. Yeah, so it'll actually put a little badge around your profile image that says you're open to work. So that's just another feature that LinkedIn provides to you if you are trying to find that job. So next, we're going to talk about growing your network. After you have created your LinkedIn profile, it's now optimized, and you're trying to find that job opportunity. Let's talk about figuring out how to grow your network. Networking can be a scary word. I'm not the most excited to network, but it's something that we all have to do, and we're always networking. So why not start now? The earlier you start networking, the better off you'll be, because you'll have that base before you get out of school. And it's practice for you for post-graduation. Things to consider: don't try to get as many connections on LinkedIn as fast as you can. LinkedIn has this magic number of 500 plus connections, which helps increase your visibility in your profile even more. But that being said, don't just rapid fire connect with everybody, because that could potentially hurt your network and those that you're connected with. Be meaningful, strategic, quality over quantity. You want to have those quality connections on LinkedIn. And I will say, if you looked at my profile, I do have the 500 connections, but I've been out of school about 10 years, I think. And I just got to 500 connections like 2 or 3 months ago. So it takes time to build that, to establish those meaningful connections and grow your network in a meaningful way. So now everybody's saying, all right, cool, Chris, like, thanks for helping set everything up, but where do I need to connect, or who should I even connect with? College classmates, your professors, alumni, people you work with. If you've had an externship already or an internship, connect with them. Other jobs that you've had. If you volunteered before, these are all great people to try to build that network with. Connect with people you know or who you'd like to know. And if you're trying to connect with those who you'd like to know, let them know when you make that request on LinkedIn, let them know why you're connecting with them. Personalize that request and let them know why you want to make that connection to grow your network and your career, and how to get to the place that you're trying to go. Some other places, LinkedIn has a ton of groups that are focused on accounting specifically. There's other things about, you may be interested in something else. It doesn't have to be specifically about accounting, but there's other groups that you can join that'll help build that network out. And I was going to say, you never know where your, when it comes to networking, you never know where your connections or where your next job's going to come from. You may think it's, oh, I'm just going to apply and I'll get a job, but you really don't ever know. The 2 examples I have, I guess, are just from my personal experience. And one is my first job out of school. a family friend of mine worked in a marketing role at a healthcare organization, and they actually said, hey, we have an opening. And because I built that good relationship with that person over time, they referred me to that organization that was hiring. So try to build those relationships in everything that you do. And then the second one was somebody that I guess one of the former HR professionals at Untracht Early was connected with a friend of my now friend's wife through, I think, a sorority or something like that. And they had said, hey, like, we're hiring, do you know anybody? And it's just like, you never know where those connections are going to come from. So like it's worth it to start now, build those connections out, and just doing it in a meaningful way. Are there any questions about LinkedIn, setting up your profile, optimizing your profile, or networking?
If anyone, just a reminder, if anyone does have any other questions, you could just message me directly. Or go off mute, whatever you prefer.
Cool. So now, hopefully you found that informative and you could take some things away with you when you leave this session to put into your own practice and landing that next role. But I think something else that you all had asked for is what we at Untracht Early look for in LinkedIn profiles when we're reviewing them. So I was going to pass this back over to Christiana and Andrea to have them talk about what they're really looking for when they review those LinkedIn profiles.
Great. Thank you so much, Chris. And just to kind of piggyback off of what Chris said, making those meaningful connections. I know for me personally, on the recruiting side, Andrea and I both work with campus recruiting. And of course, we love seeing LinkedIn requests. The three of us are now a resource for you. Any questions you have, please feel free to connect with myself, Chris, Andrea. But what takes it to the next level, as to what Chris mentioned, is I love getting those messages and starting the conversation with candidates and just getting feedback on, hearing what they liked about the event or what they enjoyed learning about or what they want to know more about. So to piggyback off of what Chris said, that really does go a long way. And now what do we look for? Kind of like what Andrea touched upon, what we look for in a candidate, we look for pivotal principles: passion, pride, teamwork, integrity, and respect. And now in regards to LinkedIn profiles, we will look for those same things. And now it doesn't have to be limited to what we just discussed. We just want to see that you have passion behind what you're doing and meaning behind what you're doing. So what organizations are you involved in? It could be accounting related. It could be intramural sports, a hobby, initiative you feel strongly about and are passionate about. Really, when we looked at your LinkedIn profile and connect with you, we want to get to know you and who you are and what your passion is and what you're looking to achieve. So I think just having your personality shine through your LinkedIn profile is just so important and really does go a long way for us to get to know you and who you are. And Andrea, I'm not sure if you have anything to add to that.
Yes, definitely. And I would say, just kind of to add to that, especially being a new hire, we're really just looking for you to just have that willingness to learn and take pride in the work that you're doing at Untracht Early, and kind of just show that you're really eager about what you're doing. That really just shows professionals that you're happy to be here. And that you are just eager and passionate about what you're doing. We're not looking for all of this crazy accounting work. Honestly, any experience that you have throughout the years is an experience that you learn from and that you get to take away from. So any experience you have, I would just say, put that on your LinkedIn, put that on your resume. Everything goes a long way.
Definitely. And even just sharing knowledge or information, if you read a great article or things along those lines. I know our professionals are constantly writing about new tax laws and updates. So even just being active on companies' LinkedIn pages, I know Chris and Carolyn in our marketing team do a great job of sharing information and knowledge through our LinkedIn. So staying up to date with those things as well is really great, even just to stay up to date on things that are happening in the world of accounting. So. And lastly, we do have opportunities here at Untracht Early. So I'm just going to go through and talk about them a little bit. If you can see, so you saw some pictures of our in-person events throughout. This picture here, we do, whether we are in person or not, we are big on team building. We are big on community service. So for our, this was our intern class with their buddies. And we did a cooking class. So we made pasta, we made cookies virtually. So it was a really fun event. So whether we're in person or virtual, we're having fun. So just kind of talk about our opportunities. So we do have full-time opportunities posted on LinkedIn as well as Handshake. So feel free to apply on there for those that are graduating this upcoming May or December 2022. So we have two very unique roles. The first one being our client service accountant, which I realized after we turned the slide, I forgot to tell everyone about our family office and business support group. So our client service accountant role is with our family office and business support group. So basically they handle the day-to-day accounting functions for ultra high net worth individuals. So things such as payroll, internal payroll, vendor management, bill pay, things along those lines. So they have great relationships with their clients. They're constantly communicating with them. And it's a great way to work with a variety of people in our family office and business support group, which is such a unique role and department within Untracht Early. And then next we have our entry-level staff accountant role. So that is also a unique role because it allows you to get exposure across all of our service lines within your first year to 2 years at the firm. So that's really for our candidates who maybe don't know 100%, do I want to do tax? Do I want to do audit? Do I want to do family office? You do not have to decide. We will put you on a rotational program, which will allow you to see an audit, to see an individual tax return, to work in family office. It will give you a well-rounded experience so you could truly figure out what direction you want to go in within your first year to 2 years at the firm. So those are our two full-time opportunities. And as you can see at the bottom is the link to apply as well as on Handshake. Next, we have our UE Next Up Externship Program. So this is more of a leadership program where it's a 3-day program. It takes place from May 23rd, Monday, May 23rd through May 25th. And basically it's a virtual program and it's for any point in time in your accounting studies. So freshman, senior, masters, all are welcome. And basically it takes everything that's important to Untracht Early and throws it into a 3-day program. So first, we're big on networking. As Chris mentioned, networking, it is so important. So you network with our individuals. You job shadow each of our service lines and get to see what their day-to-day is like. You get to see why they chose assurance, why they chose tax. Another thing we're very big on here, training. As I mentioned, we do a lot of different trainings. So we tailor the program for trainings that you could use while you're at school. So resume review, interview tips and tricks. We do a more in-depth LinkedIn training and really dive into things. So it's a really great program that you can utilize now and going forward in your career. And we also do interview tips and tricks and mock interviews, so you could practice those interview skills. So it's a really great program. You learn a lot, you get to meet a lot of different students, not just from here, but from a variety of different campuses, universities, and colleges. So you really get to build your network. But those are opportunities. Like I said, if you are interested in any full-time opportunities, please apply online using the link below or Handshake. If you are interested in the UE Next Up Externship Program, you can reach out to myself and Andrea directly. And I believe our contact information might be on the next slide. Yes, it is. So please feel free, if you are interested in the UE Next Up Externship Program, you could email Andrea Calafatis at first initial, last name at untracht.com, right in the middle there. So now we will open it up for questions regarding the firm, your LinkedIn profile. It could really be about anything.
I have a quick question, probably for Chris. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Back to the LinkedIn page. You were mentioning how the cover photo, you had yours for your company. Let's say that we're interning somewhere and maybe we don't want to directly put our company out there yet, since we're still interning. What are some other examples that we can use as a cover page for our LinkedIn profile?
Great question.
Sorry, I'm on mute. Were you saying so like for yourself personally, or while you're working at that internship? So for yourself personally, some of the things that I've seen, I guess I'm looking at them more from a marketing standpoint, for more of a creative type of thing, where you can highlight the different skill sets that you have. Maybe a way you could design a cover image from an accounting standpoint would be, it has your like GPA, or it has how many credits you have within the image right away. So you could pretty much put whatever you want in that image. It doesn't have to be a photo. It could be a graphical element, but like highlight your skill set in that image. So when a HR manager is checking out your profile for a job that you've applied to, it's right at the top, and they don't have to then scroll through your profile to find what your skill set is. I don't know if that makes sense. And if you have, maybe you're not well versed in Illustrator or graphic design, there are a number of programs that you could find online that would help you create a cover photo for your profile. You just I guess just search online for them, but they're pretty intuitive to help you create that and try to highlight those different things. Maybe you have a logo for the school that you're attending, the accounting department, maybe, or the accounting school's logo, or like things like that, to kind of highlight those things about you. Maybe you like traveling, or you like photography, or you like cooking, or something along those lines too. Those are good things to highlight as well, to put that personality and depth into your profile, more than just I guess a Word document or PDF resume. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool.
What other questions can we answer? Let me just check the chat quick. Okay, Andrea and Chris, I don't know if you both want to answer this one, but what do you both like about working at UE?
Yeah. Do you want me? I can go first, Chris, and then you go after.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I have been with the firm for about 8 months now. I started when we were virtually, and it was just a really great experience. Of course, being new to the firm, I was worried about not building those relationships just because we were virtual. Well, I did get to build those relationships quickly and surely. Everybody at the firm is warm, welcoming. We're definitely family oriented. Definitely an open door policy. Whatever questions you have, everybody takes the time to answer them. Everyone wants to see you succeed, grow. And also me being this my first job in HR, it's important for me to get as much training as possible. So like Christiana mentioned, we take a bunch of different trainings each week, and that's something that the firm allows us to do, which is really nice. So I would definitely say my favorite part about the firm is the people, the training opportunities, and definitely the fun cultural events that we've had. Those holiday parties were super fun, even though they were virtual. Everybody's made them a great experience so far.
Cool. All right. So I've been at Untracht Early for almost 7 years, I think. I can't believe it's been that long. I looked the other day and I was shocked. But I mean, I guess you could take that two ways. I take it as it's been great. Like it's flown by. I feel like I started yesterday. And I think the big thing that I like about working at Untracht Early in the firm is it's not only allowed me to live the life that I want to live professionally, but it's allowed me to lead the life that I want to live in my personal life as well. And there's a good balance between that work and personal life that you're able to have. The thing that's really cool is we do have the 3 offices as well. And you're not necessarily tied to that one office. I mean, I started in the New Jersey office and was always in the New Jersey office, and then for personal reasons moved out to Colorado. But they still allowed me to continue to work for the firm. So that's a great feature. I know, and Christiana, I'm not trying to talk for you, but I know she did start in the New Jersey office. And then as time progressed, she is now in the New York City office. So there is that flexibility as well, that if you are in one office, maybe you want to work in another office, you can move if that's something you want to do. And that's obviously you would work, as Christiana said, with the HR department to kind of sort that out. The things that I hear, and my role is a little bit different than an accounting role, since I'm in marketing, but I do have the opportunity to work across all the different departments, and every single person that I have the opportunity to work with is great to work with. They're super personable. It's not always like, hey, I need this report, or I need this video, or I need this article. Thanks, get it done. I'll talk to you later. It's how are you doing? What's going on? How are things in life? In addition to the work that you have to get done. I mean, it really is like, people are great to work with that work here. I think if you go through the website, we have a couple of videos on different professionals that have started as externs and moved on to interns and worked full time. And if you take a look at those videos, they do provide some depth into their experiences as well, that they could probably talk a lot better to the accounting, assurance, and tax roles and family office more than I could, from their perspective. But I mean, I think I was talking to somebody the other day and they were saying that like the people, like, I mean, I literally every single person I talk to it's always the people that are what's really great about our firm. And they really care about not just getting the work done, but how you grow and develop as a professional. So like, those are some of the great things that I've seen at the firm.
Great. Thank you both. What other questions can the 3 of us answer?
So I had a question that came through.
Oh, perfect.
Asking about moving the different sections of your LinkedIn profile around. So I was just going to pull that back up if I could.
Perfect.
Let me see here. And I might be wrong now that I've said that. I was just checking real quick. Yeah, so let's scrap that suggestion. In the past, you used to be able to reorder the different sections. But now there's just a little pencil on the side of each of the sections that allows you to add the different features to those areas. But you can't at this point reorder them. So sorry about that misinformation there. LinkedIn's always changing.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
it really
say
is.
The profile of the
always
platform.
updating, and they're always adding and changing features. So any other questions that we can answer? Let me just check the chat very quickly. And also, just to mention as well, how Chris was saying your about section and your different experience, make sure when you're looking at the job description and things like that, you're also looking at your resume as well to ensure all the information correlates, and that way you're getting all the information across that you want to across both your LinkedIn as well as your resume when looking at job descriptions. So I meant to add that before as well. But any final questions? We have about 10 minutes left. I don't know if no one has any other questions. I would just like to say thank you so much for having us. Thank you, Lauren, for putting this together and for inviting us to attend. We greatly appreciate all your help through this. And it was such a pleasure meeting with everyone.
Likewise, and thank you guys so much again. Like Christiana mentioned, if you are interested in our opportunities, full-time positions are posted on Handshake and LinkedIn. And our externship, just reach out to us directly.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us. And if you think of something after we jump off here, like just connect with us on LinkedIn. We're happy to answer any questions you may have, whether it's about LinkedIn or the firm. So we hope you found this informative, and hopefully you have a good rest of your Wednesday here.
We wanted to say thank you guys for coming on and all of the BAPs. So please connect with them on LinkedIn, start networking with them, and definitely check them out if you are looking for a job now.
Great. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much.